Yes, please.
Charles Rice, reporting for Merger Market of the Financial Times. Mr. Bishop, you mentioned 150,000 water utility companies. That sounds to me like a very fragmented industry. Is there as a way to achieve better efficiency within the water industry, within utilities, a role for industry consolidation?
Absolutely. I've tried at least twice, legislation, state and federal, to set up what I call an investment bank where utilities successful like myself can take over on a volunteer, asked to be taken over, a utility that is struggling and get a rate of return on that investment for 5 years till they can be melded into our rate structure. It goes nowhere, even though in California, the State Department of Water and Health Department says 90% of their budget goes to trying to save small dysfunctional water utilities, okay? On the other hand, someone said, what's the federal role? The federal role is not to do what we did during the Clean Water Act, where we made it cost effective for non-sustainable small utilities to build their own wastewater treatment plant right next to large regional ones, and now they can't maintain them and operate them. The federal government cannot, either through incentive programs or grant programs or low-interest loan programs, continue that. There is a role there for the federal government, and I was in the consulting community, so I knew how to play the game to make every small plant cost-effective on a local level. It was good for the construction industry, good for the consulting industry, but it was not good for water management in this country. So absolutely, consolidation. The Dutch model, which is the model that I think the United States, of course, the Dutch are a very small country, 50 million people. It's not a, but on the other hand, they had 400 or 500 water utilities. They're down to 10 now, and that was done through federal policy.
Yeah, the figures, and we're talking apples to apples here, but there's 53,000 community water systems regulated under the Safe Drinking Water Act, and there's 16,000 publicly owned treatment works on the wastewater side. Of the 53,000 drinking water utilities, I think about 8% of those service over 80% of the population of the United States. So clearly, you're talking about, a sector that is heavily, how shall I put this, cost ineffective in terms of, the fragmentation and the numbers. Contrast that to England, Wales, and Scotland, where they have a total of 11 systems total, and 9 of those are privatized. So we're probably never going to get as far as the Dutch or the English, but we've got to come up with ways to incentivize. Whether we'd ever compel is probably doubtful, given our political culture and our system of government, our federalist system, but where we need to figure out ways to collaborate. That doesn't all mean unitary mergers. It may mean umbrella management. It may mean cooperatives. It may mean a number of things. But, it's going to be hard to achieve anything like sustainability with 53,000 community water systems for that other 20% of the population served by the overwhelming majority.